is everyone talking about content these days?
Why is everyone talking about content? Well, our whole industry is built around content, and it's a human truth that people like to be entertained and like to be informed. Traditionally, the way that advertising has worked is that we placed our messages around this popular content. Where things are starting to change and why we're starting to look at content in a different way and looking at ways to get more integrated into it, it's due to a number of different trends. First trend being is that we live now in very much a non-demand world where viewers are behaving more like customers and that they expect to be able to watch content according to their own agenda. They're incredibly spoiled. There's just so much stuff out there. We're all publishers now of content, and social media has allowed us to sort of publicly open our windows on our lives, and we can all tell our own stories. And in fact, it's this desire for content means that we want to be able to we want things basically to say to our friends, and that might be a company or that might be an individual.
And where you say we are all publishers now, should we all be publishers?
In certain respects, it's probably best to switch off the publish button. No, it's a really good point, that, because there's a lot of crap out there, and I think, and this applies not just to individuals, like Facebook or Twitter, but it also applies to big companies that will start posting what they claim to be great content, and actually by posting that content it might have an absolute detrimental effect to their business because it's just not good enough.
And do you think enough, so building on from that, do you think enough care goes into making quality content? And if not, why do you think brands and advertisers are kind of just thinking this is good enough?
I think one of the real issues that, I mean, when we talk about quality, I'm not talking about whether we're shooting in HD or whether we're just using mobile phone footage from members of the public and we cut it together in a great piece of mood footage. I think it's where quality control comes in is when we start thinking about audience, and this is why media agencies, I think, are in a far better position than other agencies to do this, because we look at audience first. We find out what it is that in particularly interests them and what is it that they want to get engaged with. We should be behaving like entertainment producers, authors, continually sort of self-critiquing ourselves and thinking, does my audience give a shit about this?
And I often hear this sort of a YouTube rule of you have to win your audience every 5 seconds. Is that something you sort of subscribe to?
Not really. I mean, I think it depends what you're sort of purporting to offer them. I think if you set things like that, then unless you can actually deliver that and deliver the quality in that quantity, then you could just be setting yourself up some fall, and you start getting adverse comments.
And to close, what would be sort of one tip that you would give to anyone looking to sort of have valuable content, or to create valuable content rather?
The one tip I would have, so it is behaving like an entertainment producer. So continue thinking about will the audience care about what we're creating here, and it's marrying that insight and that sort of inspiration to what is it exactly that the brand wants to communicate via this content, because I don't think it's simply good enough just to badge a brand to some great content. It's like when I watch from beginning to end, that piece of video content is going to affect some sort of change in my head, which is positive towards that brand, whatever it is that they want to communicate.
Wonderful. Thank you very much.